Hey guys, it's Archie Luxury. Welcome to the Archie Luxury channel. And today guys, I want to have a bit of a talk about the business that I'm in, being an entertainer on YouTube. I just want to say a big hello to everybody who supported me over the last couple of years, and I want to continue making second-rate content. Guys, I've got to tell you something. It is not easy. My business has changed a lot. I've had many ups and downs. And I got to tell you, I've been on this journey for 10 years, well, coming up to 11 years full time. I first went full-time in September 2014 after I got the boot, the sack, the can from the waste processing plant. And since that time there, I basically went full-time on the tubes. And it's been an interesting journey. I've had a lot of success, and I've also had some disasters. By the way, quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing a Breguet Type 21 in rose gold. There you go, guys. We'll talk about that in the video. Guys, so what's happened? So basically, I've had a really good run. I had some amazing time. I earned more money than I ever thought possible without tertiary qualifications. Yeah, I did fucking incredible. And I've got to tell you, I came into the business. I came in 2014, I started selling off some of my pieces to lower my debt level, to make it easier to survive. I did that, and then things started to take off. And I met an incredible friend, Dave, the super collector, who helped me build my collection. He also took me on some amazing trips: Singapore, Hong Kong, Dubai, Melbourne, Sydney. We had some amazing visits. But all good things come to an end. And I've got to tell you, in the last couple of years, I turned 50 in October 2022. I was in America. That was probably the high point of my career. I'd been given a sky dweller from Bondage. Bondage and Discipline gave me a beautiful steel sky dweller with the white gold bezel and white face. I celebrated my 50th birthday in New York. Only when I came back, I discovered I had been burgled. That's right. Burgled. Huge depression. I got a insurance payout, basically gave me about half of what I lost. But things then turned nasty with the passing of my 28-year-old son, which is really difficult. That was in 24, 2 years later. But I've got to tell you something. Financially, this is what it all comes down to: money. And I really, when I was live streaming, see guys, I do daily live streams, morning and night. We've got the Archie and Luxie program, early morning for the American audience, which is actually my nighttime. And I've got the night show, which is actually my morning time. And these streams, I've got to tell you, Clive Anderson is the reason I started streaming every day. I started off an hour stream. And then what happened was, it just, with COVID and things like that, it went ballistic. How ballistic? Well, I mean, hey, I got a BMW 3 Series on a full circle fleece. I had a fully decked out Patek Philippe collection. But let's get back to reality, the financial reality of life on YouTube. So basically what's happened is, well, my revenue has been falling. Let me tell you this. Our tax year in Australia is 1st of July to 30 June. And if I look at the figures there, I did really well in 2022, 23, 24, and this year is a stinker. That's right, absolute stinker. This financial year, my revenue is about half of the previous year. What does that mean? What does that mean indeed? So what it means is, basically, I went on so much travel for the business. I went, had staff. I had a number of staff. Luxie was paid. Bear was paid for a while there. We had Mental Jock. I had Curly. Curly was there. And I got to be honest with you, as the money's gone down, of course, my costs have gone down because they're on a profit-sharing basis. So, where am I this year? Well, let me tell you this. I got a bit of a HELOC, home equity line of credit, and I thought, you know what? I'll buy some watches with that money, and also I'll go to Geneva for Watches and Wankers, Watches and Wonders, or the old Basel World. I went there, had a great time. Kessler Witt's special hello. But then I started looking at my figures, and results were terrible. The revenue had halved. And whilst that's not a huge problem, well, it's actually devastating. I came to realize, hey, the old formula where I would buy a lot of watches, give me the enthusiasm to talk about them, well, guess what? It was a bit of a financial disaster. I had put a lot of expenses. As you do, you have slippage on credit card. And I've got a love-hate result with credit cards. I've churned them up, paid them off, churned them up, paid them, and it's never pretty. So what happened is that I'm getting ready for the financial year. Financial year hasn't ended, 30 June it ends, but I started doing my figures and I realized, holy fuck, Archie, you've dug yourself into 30,000 Australian dollars of credit card debt. You have bought a lot of stock and you've spent a lot of money. And this can't keep going. So I took the first step to resolve these issues by selling off 4 of my precious pieces. I now have no Rolexes. I got rid of my gold JLC and the Zenith that I love. I'll talk about the watches in another video. But basically, I did that to get rid of consumer debt because I owed quite a lot of money to a number of things, but I basically, just to give you an idea, I sold off just over 50,000 Australian dollars, 51,600 to be exact. And what did I do with that money? Well, I decided the best thing I can do is let's get rid of a few of the horrible debts. So I had a tax bill of just under 2,000, 1,960 to be exact. That's for the 2023-2024 tax year. So that's $1,960 Australian. I also cleared my Visa card. Thank you, NAB. I put $10,000 from the sale from the 50,160. I put 51,600, I think the exact amount I got in. I put 10,000 into my NAB credit card and I put 15,000 into my Commonwealth Bank MasterCard. I then thought about, you know what? I got to get rid of my Zip online credit card. I got rid of. I put the balance down. It was sort of maxed out, about 5.5. I've reduced that to about I've reduced that down to a 2,000, which I'll get rid of very soon, very soon. I've got some sales. I'm still selling some more stuff. I then thought, you know what? I got to put some money back into the home equity loan. I can't just take the money out, spend like a drunken sailor. So I put just under 20,000 put it back into the HELOC, which is money I can redraw. But let's put the bastard back in. I then decided, you know what? It'd be a really good idea. It'd be a really good idea if I put a little bit of money into the car lease. Because I've got about 18 months left on the BMW car lease, and I'm sort of trapped. I'm trapped with the BMW because I'd ideally like to just give it back to the dealer. See you later. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't quite work that way. See, I've signed a contract for 60 months. I got 18 months left. And I've also, it's not actually a lease, it's a PCP, consumer, it's like a personal loan with a balloon. I've also got if I want to keep the car, I've got to pay out 25,000 Aussie dollars at the end of the term or return the vehicle in appropriate working order with a certain kilometer allowance. So I decided I'd shovel in $6,000, that's sort of roughly 6 payments, into the car in advance. Keep the repo man away from the door. So what does this mean? Well, basically, I sold off $50,000 worth of watches. I've paid out tax bill, credit card. I've advance paid my car, 6 payments, and I've also put just under 20,000 back into the HELOC. So what does that do? Well, it gives me breathing space. Instead of being desperate to pay these bills and get mounting interest, I've at least cleared these things. I've still got some more money to come in, and I will make another video about this, but I've got a number of watches I still want to sell to raise more money. The money that comes in, I've got a bit of a termite problem at my principal place of residence. So that's something that needs to be addressed. But I've got a few things. So 50,000 in, funds dispersed basically immediately. Now what I want to try and do is make sure I don't rake up credit card debt anymore. No more, thank you. What I've done is I've still got some more things to sell. I've got a couple of things. I tell you what I got to sell. Let's have a look how much money I want to raise. I got that IWC Petite Prince. That's about 4,500 Aussie dollars. I have got my PAM 662. I'm going to list that for sale. Hopefully I can get my money back. It's about 7,500 Aussie. What's that? 5 US on a PAM 662. With 3 factory straps. So that'll bring in, so I've got 4 plus the 7's 12. What's that? That's 7.5 plus 4.5, 8. That's $12,000. I've got some ladies' watches. I want to keep one for the wife, but sell a couple off. 12,000. I got the Omega $1,000 Lady Constellation boxed papers. I've got, gives me 13,000. I've also got 2 ladies. I've got a Chopard Happy Diamonds 7 diamond piece, mother of pearl, in a box, no papers. That could bring in just under 5 Aussie. Or I've got a Cartier Banois 18 karat rose gold. If I sell that, I'd want to get about 6,500 Aussie dollars. So there we go. That's another $20,000. Not to mention, I've got a few other things to sell. I've got a Scalato del Tempo watch case in leather. That'll probably bring in 1,000. That's 21,000. I've also got, what else have I got there? I've also got, what else have I got? I'm trying to think. I've got, well, that's 21 $21,000. Well, there you go. That's enough. I may have some pens, fountain pens. I went on a bit of a spending spree. So another 20,000 would really prop things up. I'm going to get those advertisements done to sell that. If anyone's interested, let me know. So what does it mean? Well, I got to tell you, when you're in the entertainment business, there's no certainties. It's not like a business that goes forever. It has ups and downs, and sometimes you've got to be appreciative that you had such a good run. It's like a high-rating TV show. It's very unlikely that it runs forever, like Coronation Street in the UK or Days of Our Lives in America. So basically, it's come to an end, and I've raised money in because I want to get, it wasn't my money to start with, it was borrowed, and I want to put it back, which is what I've done. What does that mean for the future? Well, what it means is I'm going to do a few things differently. I don't have to earn the big bucks. And my own salary, well, let's put it this way. If I was to buy a car today, if I was looking at a car today, based on my income level, which is about 30 to 40,000 US dollars a year, that's how much I'm earning, I'd probably be buying a slightly used Kia or Hyundai. If I was really lucky, a used Camry. Definitely not German, that's for sure. And that's the reality. Now, you know, there are many people in the entertainment space, once the gig ends, they just can't handle it. Their spending has gone to a certain level, and they exist on that level. They can't handle that going back to fuck all money. So in my own case, I got to be totally honest with you. I've always said you can't rely on this business forever. Unfortunately, you know, I did things with the money that maybe weren't the best. I put a lot of money into watches as retirement funds. Unfortunately, my collection was stolen. I suffered a burglary. But you know what? I'm alive. I'm kicking. I got to reboot the weight loss program. And I've got to tell you something. I really, really am grateful that I sold off those 4 pieces. Yes, it's hard having no Rolex anymore, but in the same token, I've still got some beautiful watches in my collection. The harsh reality of life is that nothing goes forever, and I've enjoyed a fantastic run on my streams. I've had some fantastic joys that have come in. My Archie Luxury channel's got over 80,000 subscribers. I've got the Dungeon with over 100,000, and Livestream, my daily livestream channel, Archie Luxury Livestream, continues to bring in some revenue. So it's not completely over. At this stage, I contemplated getting a job. Being 53 in IT is going to be a bit of a problem. It's going to be a little bit of a problem to secure employment. So I kind of decided to, I don't think that's going to work out well for me. My career options are Uber, driving taxis, delivering pizza, or some cleaning work. IT is not for a man like me. 53 in IT is like being 63 in any other industry. And this is the reality. So what I've decided to do was to cut my debt, cut my spending, and survive on less money. Part of that will mean that I will no longer be going to America or the United Kingdom or Europe unless I have a sponsor who pays for me to go. I probably will do a few cheapy trips. I got good friends in Hong Kong, Shenzhen, and Singapore. So Malaysia, I could probably wrangle 1 or 2 trips there per year. But the big spending trips of UK, Geneva, Switzerland, those days are gone. They're over unless someone helps me, which is, I'm not begging for that. I'm just telling you the brutal reality. It's been a great journey. For the last 5 years, I earned really great money. Now, as I said, I'm about 30 to 40,000 US dollars a year. Is that the end? That's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's not great money. It's certainly not BMW 3 Series money. I had the BMW dealer rang me a few months ago, 2 months ago, and said, "Hey Arch, do you want to upgrade to a new i5 or an i4? And I said, to be frank and honest with you, I'd like to return this bastard now and walk away. That's obviously not that easy. So, in all honesty there, it's a life cycle of the YouTube business. One door closes, another door opens, or in my case, the doors get slammed in your fucking face. I'm not miserable or upset. I'm just being realistic. So I am taking the challenge of reducing my expenses. Significantly reducing expenses will really help me to keep things going well. So it's over. The big money days are over. But for me, I still can earn a modest income as long as I keep in charge of my expenses. So keep my expenses down, travel virtually on a smell of an oily rag, and don't spend. So that's exactly what I have decided to do. Instead of getting a job, a conventional job, I don't think I could do that sort of shit. So that's what is happening to me. The business has had massive downturn. But you know what? Instead of being here and whinging and complaining about it, I'd like to thank everybody who supported me for as long as they did. And special thank you to Tan Zeal and the Bear. They kept me going for a long time. I really do think it's just the life cycle. So in this case, I've kind of changed my formula a bit. I was doing 3-hour streams. Now I do 2-hour. If the money's less, just reduce it a bit. I'm also taking America Monday off. That's right. That's America. It's my Australian Tuesday, which is the American Monday. I'll take that off. 1 day a week have off. And I think that might be a better lifestyle choice for me. I've still got some great watches, and I've made so many good friends. At the end of the day, it's not always about the money, it's the friendships and memories that you've collected. And let's face it, fuck me dead, I have collected great memories. The US trip, so many wonderful things I've done in my life, and it's all thankful to you, the audience, the YouTube audience. So it has changed. The business is different. Yes, it is. It is different. It's different, guys. That's just how it is. But you know what? I'm grateful that I got as long a run out of it as I did. And I'm still earning some money. I'm still earning money. So it's not terrible. With the BMW, that's probably the last BMW I buy. I wish I could get a second-hand Bentley, but that's just not on the cards, I'm afraid. You've got to be realistic. So, guys, that's what's happened to my business. It is tougher. Times are harder. But you know what? I'm adapting to that. So I'm cutting my expenses. Getting rid of $30,000 Australian worth of consumer debt is a bloody good help. It means I don't need to service that debt, yet alone pay it off. So it's gonski. So I hope to keep producing content And I hope also it could lead to more still videos, not live streams. So that could boost things a bit. So, you know what? I'm actually quite philosophical. I'm not bitter or twisted or nasty or angry. I'm grateful that I had such a good run. It's now different. It's a different world, which is perfectly okay. You have ups and downs. Good times may come again. Mind you, they may not, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I've reinvented myself as a breguet man. A breguet man. Breguet man. Check it out at breguet.com. Check it out, guys. The new breguets are amazing. So, guys, I got to tell you something there. It's not all beer and Skittles being a YouTuber. The big bucks, they sometimes do end. But I'm here to let you know that I'm a survivor and I'll be here producing content for many, many years to come. So, guys, I wanted to make this video, just give you some figures and tell you what has happened. And I just want to say a big thank you to David SW for sponsoring me for many, many years. To Tanzeel, the greatest friend and guy on earth. Bondage and Discipline, who supported me for so long. Guys, I am grateful. CB helped me too. CBs are great. There's so many people. I want to say a big thank you. I don't want to be bitter or upset. I'm happy that you guys were able to help me and loved me for as long as you did. Guys, I will continue, but the business has changed. The model has changed. So guys, tell me what you think. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Nice vid, Arch. Keep it coming. And by the way, guys, check out rustyswatches.com. Rusty's Watches allow you to check the price of watches that have changed in the last 24 hours. Don't forget also, if you're buying or selling a watch in America, David SW. Don't forget too, I do consultancy. You want some life advice? I'm available. $50 an hour. I'll give you pointers. Dating, relationships, career, you name it, I'll give it a squirt. I'm Archie Luxury. Tell me what you guys think of that. Nice one, Arch. Great vid. Good to see you surviving.